Does kosher gluten-free dough really need resting? Imagine biting into a freshly baked gluten-free bread that's soft, airy, and holds together perfectly. You might wonder if resting the dough is really necessary to get that ideal texture. Well, let's explore what happens during resting and why it can make a difference in kosher gluten-free baking. When you mix gluten-free flours and starches, they don't develop gluten like wheat flour does. Resting allows these ingredients to fully hydrate, which improves the dough's texture and handling. Without resting, the dough might be crumbly or difficult to shape, especially for bread or pastries. Resting helps the flours absorb liquids evenly, resulting in a more cohesive dough. For low-moisture baked goods like cookies, biscuits, or pie crusts, resting usually takes about 30 minutes to a few hours. This period helps prevent crumbling and makes the dough easier to work with. It also allows flavors to meld and can improve the final texture. If you're making a pie crust, resting for at least 30 minutes in the refrigerator helps the fats solidify and makes rolling out smoother. High-moisture batters like those for muffins or cupcakes often benefit from a shorter rest or no resting at all. Longer resting can sometimes cause the batter to lose moisture or affect how well it rises. However, some gluten-free batters without eggs, especially vegan ones, show better rise and shape after resting for about 20 to 30 minutes. If you're using yeast in your gluten-free dough, resting is essential. It allows the yeast to activate and produce gases, which help the dough rise. Gluten-free doughs tend to trap less gas than wheat-based ones, so timing the rest period carefully is important. Usually, letting the dough rest until it has doubled in size, about 1 to 2 hours at room temperature, gives the best rise. From a kosher perspective, resting gluten-free dough does not violate any laws. It involves only natural hydration or fermentation, with no prohibited ingredients or actions. Just make sure all ingredients are certified kosher and that utensils and environment follow kosher standards. Resting in the refrigerator or at room temperature is fine as long as kosher guidelines are maintained. In practical terms, after mixing your kosher gluten-free dough or batter, give it a rest. For bread or pastries, let it sit for about 1 to 2 hours until it rises or firms up. For batters with eggs or leavening, a 20 to 30-minute rest can improve shape and rise. Always use kosher-certified ingredients and keep your workspace kosher during resting and baking. So, in the end, resting kosher gluten-free dough is usually a good idea. It helps improve hydration, texture, and rise, making your baked goods more delicious and easier to handle. The exact time depends on what you're baking and the ingredients involved, but following these guidelines will help you get the best results every time.